Now, he softened his tone on North Korea and spoke highly of the two countries' bilateral alliance. But there's one issue on which President Trump refuses to change his stance: the South Korea-U.S. Free Trade Agreement. He labeled the existing 5-year-old deal as quite unsuccessful and not very good for the U.S. And in response, President Moon said the two leaders reaffirmed that economic cooperation and sustainable trade are an important pillar of the alliance, and added that talks on the issue will be expedited. Our Hyesung reports.
Along with the North Korea nuclear issue, bilateral trade tops the agenda of the South Korea-U.S. summit. The KORUS Free Trade Agreement, which came into effect in 2012, has been a source of friction between Seoul and Washington, with U.S. President Trump pressing to either renegotiate or terminate the bilateral deal, which he has labeled a job killer for the U.S. In the years since it has been in force, South Korea's trade surplus with the U.S. doubled from $11.6 billion in 2011 to over $23 billion in 2016. And at the press conference, Trump reiterated his stance on the deal.
We are looking at ways of improving our economic relationship. I would like to thank President Moon for instructing his trade negotiators to work closely with us to quickly pursue a much better deal, a deal that frankly has been quite unsuccessful and not very good for the United States.
In response, President Moon Jae-in said Seoul and Washington will work together to come up with a free, fair, reciprocal trade that benefits both sides. The two countries' trade representatives, Kim Hyun-jung and Robert Lighthizer, held talks Tuesday after their first one-on-one meeting in the U.S. last month.
The Moon administration will negotiate with the U.S. on high-tech strategic weapons, including nuclear-powered submarines and reconnaissance planes.
While details are yet to be out, many expect amendments of the KORUS FTA to include for the U.S. the abolition of tariffs on certain goods such as automobile, steel, and agricultural products. As for South Korea, experts are proposing to use this opportunity to amend provisions related to investment. 김혜성, Arirang News.